Hi everyone, this is part 2 of my California-Alaska road trip. I have left California Friday afternoon, June 7th, and then the next 2 days I drove through Oregon, and now I am here in Washington. If you haven't already checked out my first 2 videos, go ahead and take a look at them. In the first video, I actually talk about all the preparations and all the planning I had done prior to this trip, and then my next video was part 1, my California-Oregon adventures. So this video will be about my time in Washington and the lower parts of Canada. As I have mentioned previously, my planned driving time was 300 miles a day, which would be about 5 or 6 hours, but that's not always possible to make because the places you want to see, they're not always going to be at 300 miles. So the first 2 days, I was already driving less than that. So yesterday, when I left Oregon, I have changed my plans and I figured that I would just drive straight up to Washington, which ended up being about 8.5 hours, but it was worth it because now I'm camping 10 miles from Mount Rainier National Park, which was my plan for today anyways. The plan today is to go take a look in the park, take the dogs and see if I could get them out and walk a little bit. I'm not sure if that park is dog friendly. I guess I'll find out. And then I will make my way towards Seattle, and I plan on camping near Olympic National Park. So I would try to find another campsite near the forest. I came up on this campground and it was great. It's $36 a night, not too bad, and I have a huge area just to myself. Unfortunately, I can't have the dogs run around because they would definitely run all over the place and there are other people are here, but oh well, it is what it is. Here the sun comes up at 5:12, so at 4:30 it's already super light, and I woke up to that because even though I closed my blinds, obviously the light comes through. And then around 5:30 in the morning, I had also with me in the trailer, and he alerted me that there was something outside. So I took a look and I saw this beautiful view. It was amazing. This actually reminded me that I am in Washington, no longer in California. Originally, my plan was to make it to Canada Tuesday, so today's Monday, and that means I don't have to rush. So I will get to sleep in Washington State one more night. So today I'm going to go to Mount Rainier National Park, and then tomorrow I will make my way across the border. I decided that I'm going to skip visiting Olympic National Park because time is going by so fast. This morning we woke up, fed the doggies, went for a walk with them. I wanted to go and pay for my campsite, and it was a nice little walk. They definitely needed that. And then I made breakfast. I ate it kind of quickly, and then I just put everything away. So all that takes time, and the plan was to leave my trailer there and then go visit the national park, which is only about 10 miles away, and then go back and then head over to Canada. But when I realized that it was already 11 o'clock, 11:30 when I left, I figured it's just not enough time. And even now, as it is, it will be about 4:30 by the time I get to Vancouver, Canada, which is way past the Canadian border. but that is not where I want to stop. I want to keep going, so I still need to find a campsite, and I don't want to get there at 9 o'clock again, because it seems like almost every night I get there right before sunset, and I don't really like it. I have only had one night when I was able to get there around 6 or 7 o'clock, and I had some time to relax and set up everything and just really relax, because I feel really rushed. So that is what I'm doing right now. It is beautiful. I do want to kind of slow down a little bit, but I was afraid to do that because I was still so far away, and if I'm already getting behind with my mileage, then I'm going to be really behind. But I feel that once I'm in Canada, I mean, I know that's a long stretch. I will be there for about 5 days most likely, but once I'm there, I'm already so much closer, and then I can just kind of relax and really look at how much I have to drive and how much I can just kind of stay and enjoy things. Okay, so I'm in Canada. I have just crossed the border, and it was a little bit unusual. I have crossed many borders in Europe, and I've been to Mexico, and I've been to Canada before. There were no signs of saying you are now leaving the United States and welcome to Canada, and no flags or absolutely nothing. But I went to Croatia and Switzerland and Austria and all these countries, there were, even though those borders are super small, nothing like what we have here, but there's still all these signs letting you know that you are leaving one country and you're entering another. So this was kind of unusual. This is actually, I think, not their main crossing area. There's another one, but I came this way, there was less traffic. So that's one thing. The other thing, I have paid $300 for that piece of paper that we call doggy passport, and they didn't even ask for that. I told them I have 3 dogs. They looked at them, and that was it. Asked for my passport, and of course asked a million different questions of where I'm going, what I'm doing, all kinds of different small details. But I mean, that makes sense. You're coming into another country, so that was fine. Didn't even ask to see what's in my trailer, didn't ask to open it or anything. So this was, you know, nice and easy. I didn't know what I expected, but I did expect maybe a little bit of difficulties here and there, because I have never traveled with any dogs to any countries, and they said that Canada is super strict. I was actually worried about the food I'm bringing. I forgot to look it up. I forgot to look up what their laws are, because, you know, I'm bringing meat and stuff like that. So what if they say you can't bring it? I have also read that the dog food has to be in its original container so they could see the ingredients. They didn't care about any of it. So far so good. So now I am in Canada, and I am about an hour away from my campsite. So if everything goes well, I will be there. If everything goes well, I will be there way before the sun goes down. And I will be very happy, because finally I can relax once again. This area is beautiful, but I decided to move on because Canada is huge and I do have to make it through it. And I just remembered that when I was here 2 years ago and I have seen a lot of beautiful places, it was because we drove around, and it would be great to see everything again. I mean, they were gorgeous, but if I did that, that would mean that I would have to spend another night, and I really don't have that kind of time, unfortunately. So I am on my way now to my next destination. I don't know where that will be. All I know is I'm going to try to drive 300 miles so that I can stay on track. And I have noticed that there are many campgrounds along the way. I don't even have to get off the highway to go look for them. So this is basically it for this video. I have gone to Washington, saw some beautiful places, and crossed over Canada and have seen the very, very lower part of Canada. So I want to say thank you for watching. Stay tuned for my next video. So far the only issues I have had in Canada were cell phone reception, so I'm not really able to upload really anything, even on Instagram or on YouTube. So some people are wondering if I'm alive. I am alive and well, and hopefully I can post a little bit more often. But like I said, stay tuned for part 3 that will be coming up very soon.